Hello, welcome to Community Viewpoint, and I'm your host for this segment, Maria Guerra, and I am joined today by Doug Dubin.
Good morning.
I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for coming on again.
Yes.
We've done some shows in the past, but it was during all the craziness, and we had to do the Zoom calls.
Right.
So now we're actually going to be able to in person. It kind of looks like,
That's right.
like we've spliced this together, and maybe. We were joking about that before
really
the show,
not together.
that we were in different locations and that Romano had spliced us together and just our answers just synced that well.
I'm just on the East Coast right now.
Yeah.
It looks really good. It's like we're sitting next to each other. It's
Right. So tell me about VinoJazz. You have VinoJazz Foundation, and I know we've talked about it before, but
Yes.
but tell me, I want to just reiterate it to everybody and just get the word out, because it's a great foundation. You're doing great work.
Yep. So the VinoJazz Foundation is something that I co-founded 19 years ago.
Okay.
Just every year, it keeps getting longer and longer. We started out as a fundraiser for the Cultural Arts Center back in California. It was started as a wine and jazz festival, and we did extraordinarily well. The first event carried it through for a number of years and continued to raise big money. And when we moved out here 10 years ago, it's 10 years now, wow, that I said, this is a great opportunity and we really need to help the community. And so we reorganized the foundation with the goal of promoting the arts in the community. And at the same time, we raise funds to provide art scholarships to high school and college students.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I think that's just always an area that needs more.
Right.
There's, of course, we need, all the academics too.
Right.
But I think what really enriches somebody's life, is my belief anyway, is the arts.
Yes.
So I really think that's just amazing, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. And you had already an event recently.
Yes.
It was a huge success.
Yes.
And that's planned again. Was at the Pahrump Music Festival as well.
The Pahrump Music Festival,
and
yes.
so second annual is coming up.
Yes, we're very excited for the upcoming event that we really, there's never been a music festival in Pahrump, and we thought this is a great opportunity to get people outdoors to enjoy the outdoor resources that we do have safely and securely, and that's our big push, is it's got to be safe and secure. And we had over 35 bands perform.
That's
and
awesome.
Everybody enjoyed it. People came not only locally, but the majority of people actually came from Las Vegas, Arizona, Utah, California, and everybody had a really good time. And I know they're already looking forward to the next event. Our next event is going to be the end of March. It's going to be back at Petrack Park. Have your friends and family come out. This year we have some new and exciting things. In fact, we had a meeting yesterday with the committee that we're going to have. Last year we had a main stage and a secondary stage, and both those stages were free. So we every time we do this, we're going to expand. So this year, the main stage in the south part of the park is going to be free, and then we're going to have a secondary stage in the B area, which is just west of the pool, and we're adding on that stage Battle of the Bands. Are you ready for that?
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for it,
Okay.
and it's never really been done. And so we're really excited about that, because part of the music festival was to help local and regional bands get exposure. And we just think this is really going to be a great idea. We're excited about it. And then we're going to do something that has not been done. We're actually going to build an amphitheater.
Okay.
We're fencing it off. It's going to have temporary fencing around the entire area. We're bringing in bleachers and seats.
At the park?
At the park.
Okay.
And we're going to have the largest stage that Pahrump has ever seen, with a light show that's really exciting. And that's going to be our featured bands.
Okay.
So there's going to be entertainment on the free stages, and then we're going to bring in the featured bands that people can buy tickets for
Okay.
And that benefits the foundation. It helps us raise money for the scholarships.
And for future events, I'm
Absolutely,
because these
yes.
events are not, they're not free and
They
not
are
cheap.
not. Yes, a lot of people think that music and these events just pop up out of nowhere and it costs nothing. I wish that was the case.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot that goes into an event of that size.
Yeah, our current budget is about $100,000.
Oh gosh.
Yes. As compared to, everybody's familiar with Fall Festival.
Yeah.
Their budget is $50,000. This will
Okay.
be even bigger.
Okay.
And we're actually, our carnival company that joined us this past year, they're encumbered, they've been doing business for 50 years. So they have a lot of local events that they've had on calendar in the past. So we're actually sourcing a new carnival. We're really excited about it. We put out feelers to 14 carnival companies, and almost
Okay.
everyone's gotten back to us and said, we'd like to come to Pahrump.
Okay.
So we
That's
expect
cool.
to have the carnival as well. We're also doing something else new, never been done. We're going to create a beer and wine garden.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm sure your viewers enjoy beer and wine, right?
Who doesn't enjoy beer and wine? Come
You
on.
know, but what if you could have beer and wine that you normally don't see around? That's our goal. In fact, part of it is going to be focused on beers of Southern Nevada.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
we have a lot of breweries in Southern Nevada, and this will give people an opportunity to try them all in one location.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And the wine, hence the VinoJazz.
Right, yeah, we like to keep that all together.
Yeah.
We actually have wineries from the Napa region that are interested in participating. I also have contacts in what we call New World, which is South America and
okay.
Australia. So we'll have a nice selection of New World wines for people to taste as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then we are also partnering with a new car show promoter, and she'll be bringing out cars for a great car show.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
You know, people should come to the event and expect to be there all day long. That's our goal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And I think it's nice because people want to get out now.
Yes.
They want to get out. And so if somebody wants to like volunteer, help out, be involved, a musician, now is the time to get a hold of you, right? And so we're going to put the contact up on the screen.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your meetings too that you have.
So good question, actually. So I feel it's really important to have an open line of communication as well as an open door policy. So all of our meetings are open to the public. Why? Because this is not just our event, this is a community event. We want the community to join us. Right now it's every other Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Pahrump Museum over on
cool.
Basin. And so we just had a meeting yesterday, so it'll be 2 weeks from yesterday.
So every
right?
other Thursday,
Every
okay.
other Thursday. And it's a great opportunity for people that want to volunteer, people that just want to know what's going on in the community. Also, very important that we are a 501c3, so any monies that are donated, any gifts that are offered, even fees, vendors and sponsors that come to the event, the monies that they donate to the foundation are tax deductible.
Oh, that's cool.
And that makes us the largest promoter in town where your money is going to a great cause and you can write it off your taxes.
Hey, that's good.
It's a really good thing. Definitely people can reach out to us at the phone number that's on the screen and volunteer. We're looking for volunteers. We can use volunteers before, during, and after our event.
Okay.
Because there's a lot that goes into putting these together. As I mentioned, you know, again, this will be our 19th, going on 20 years putting together events. And like the money, it doesn't just happen. So we definitely need help in putting the project together. And we look forward to people becoming part of it.
So how about some out-of-the-box things, like with businesses kind of struggling? And I know that you've done like prize packs and raffles and stuff.
Yep.
So if a business wants to get involved, how can they do that via like goods and services? Like, okay.
Absolutely. So we look at sponsorship in two different ways. Certainly cash makes a lot of sense, but many businesses don't necessarily have the cash, but they do have product like you said, things that can be raffled off or auctioned off. And we call those in kind.
Right.
In fact, some of our biggest sponsors this year were in kind. Ahern was a great sponsor. Also, Valley Electric helped us out.
Oh, that's nice.
And you will see those organizations sponsoring other events. And typically, money is not something that's offered, so they are in kind. But we encourage it. And we even have, and I really appreciate, I'd like to give a shout out to members of our community that have donated parts of their estate. I mean, literally, we've gone over and gotten big appliances and furniture that were donated in order to be raffled off or auctioned off or sold to raise money for the foundation.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
cool.
really good.
So you can turn that stuff around. So call before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely give us a call. And we are available 7 days a week. You know, if you get our voicemail, it just means that there's somebody else on the other line that wants to help us out as well. But we make ourselves available 7 days a week, because if we aren't available, then they're going to want to support somebody else, and we want them to support us.
Right. So we just have about a minute and a half, but I wanted to just ask you a quick question. So what was it that made music and art so important to you, and for you to go into this? I don't know, that's probably more than a minute question, but.
I'll give you the snapshot. So
Okay.
Originally I was approached back in California in order to start this project. I actually am a sommelier. I teach wine education, so the wine aspect is very important. But my partner was the entertainment portion. He was very much into jazz. And when we brought the VinoJazz to Southern Nevada, people said, well, jazz is for old people. People don't realize jazz is the basis of most music today. So we opened it up to all styles of music, and we're excited that we're going to be looking at all styles of music at the next Pahrump Music Festival.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
we're really
awesome.
excited.
Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have you back again
Yes.
before the event, but we wanted to get this out now so that people can start getting involved,
Right.
Finding out information, planning travel plans. Those take time too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. It's always fun coming on your show.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And everybody have a safe and wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm John Pollock, and this is Community Viewpoint. As you can see, we have an abundance of guests today. We have John and Eddie O'Brien, and they are part of, I always will say Zamboni because I used to drive one, but it's Zambelli.
Zambelli, you were the ice cleaner, huh?
Yes, I used to do that. I even visited their factory in California. So anyway, these gentlemen are the people that, they have
Pyrotechnicians.
Pyrotechnicians is a good word for that. Yes. And you've been doing this here for a few years now?
I've been doing it here in Pahrump for 31 years, and I have a total of 39 years.
My God, yes, I'm
as
getting
a pyrotechnician.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about what they're going to be doing for the Fall Festival, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. They're going to have an early show early in the evening and early in the Fall Festival for a couple of reasons. Now, if you want to mention why, John, and it's a good reason that you're doing this too.
Well, John, we looked at the whole issue of the Fall Festival, and we've been approached a number of times about the possibility of doing a grand opening. And we kind of shot it down because we had issues with livestock, and we also had issues with the carnival itself and vendors, and the fact that there's a lot of flammable products that are being brought into the area. And so doing an aerial show just was completely out of the question for safety reasons. So we had talked with Jimmy and staff, and we kind of mulled this around at the end of last year. And what we came up with was doing a low-level show, which is similar to a close proximity show that we do for stage and theatrical and concert production, but a little bit bigger scale. And so what we do is we call this a low-level fireworks display. Eddie will be the main shooter. I'll be behind him, and I'll be the safety spotter. And we'll have one other spotter so that we can go ahead and monitor all of our product.
So it's Thursday, It's 7:30,
7:30.
and that's when the sun goes down.
Yep, and
Yeah,
it should be
supposedly
just
that's actually
dark
when the
enough
sun
for
goes
it to
down.
be a very beautiful event.
Well, they're actually saying that 6:38, I believe, is when the sun sets. That's what Courtney says. That's what she was telling
All
us.
from the office.
Yes, exactly.
I saw that in the paper.
Exactly. Yeah, and basically, kind of piggybacking off of what he was saying. There's a lot of. We met with Jimmy, Courtney, and I believe it's Arlette from tourism, and there's a lot of ideas being thrown on the table that as far as like what we can do, and a lot of ideas were tossed around, and we were saying, okay, what's the budget? We were trying to figure out a budget and everything, and then once they gave us the budget for it, then we said, okay, what can we do? Will there be livestock? And we were talking about that, and then they said, well, what about opening for the weekend? Then we've never done this before on this weekend fall festival, right? First time, which is awesome, and it's an honor to be able to do that and open on behalf of Zambelli for the Prom Fall Fest. It's awesome. It's very cool, and the audience will not be disappointed. This is Low Level Device Show is it's a lot going up in the air at any given time, and it's a lot of devices being shot up at any given time, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's
Colors, sparkle, sound, everything.
yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and there's a lot of these low-level devices are behind bleachers in an aerial display show, so they're going to be you're going to be able to see it a lot closer, which is going to be really good for the crowd as well. And I think they're just going to all around enjoy it, and I think it's just going to be a great opener for Thursday night, family to get together and kind of enjoy each other's company after a long day or whatever the case may be, and check out the park and stuff and hang out, and that's what we thought that it would be a great opportunity for.
I know you've made a lot of friends. You'll be making a lot of friends with the people with the horses and the cattle and stuff by looking after them.
I actually shoot a show at the end of a rodeo, and they use that to literally put the horses into a charge.
Okay.
And it works quite well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but it's a tradition of the Native Americans to go ahead and let their horses run free.
But you are correct. We're just trying to be considerate of all the
And it's
horse
appreciated.
owners.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Also,
we don't want any livestock to get scared or get hurt in that case, and that's why but behind the rodeo grounds, we said, no, that's not a good idea for the simple fact of the timing versus when the rodeo is going to be coming in. They wanted to make it very simple, but yet very
easy to clean up.
very extraordinary
Yeah.
type thing. And easy cleanup, exactly. That's another huge thing I cannot emphasize enough is a lot of the cleanup took me just a lot for the 4th of July. The cleanup took me 3 full nights to do.
Now, we did a show similar to this for graduation for the high school a number of years back.
Okay.
Yeah,
We were able to have the show completely removed from the grounds in 45 minutes.
give or take, yeah.
So completely cleaned up, 30-minute wait, 45 minutes after everything was cool, everything's gone.
And they also want to do that again.
All right. Well, I don't blame them.
So,
No.
and so it allows us to put the product closer to the public, okay, with safety involved, and yet also it allows the people to see something that otherwise couldn't be if we used other type of product.
Yeah, and they'll love that. Do we have the one video of showing John at work? You see some of the equipment that you use, not necessarily what you're using.
What year was this?
This was
the video?
last year, I believe.
This was last year. Ooh, this is good.
It's an aerial shell. This is the lift charge, and the body of the shell has a timer that comes up from the lift charge into the center of the shell, and it breaks the stars that are inside that make the pattern of the shell. Determining the color and everything is done by the oxidation of the powders and the metals that are in it, and each one of the patterns is a precise pattern. And then what happens is that each shell is designed differently, so it breaks in a different pattern. We have every one of the threes. There's only 2 of one shell type. So the whole entire 3-inch, you're going to see different device, different color, that type of thing all the way through.
So
What you just saw was a video of a previous show that we did behind the bleachers. You see the bleachers that we used. And we use this particular device as a backdrop in order to provide safety to the crowd, just in case we have an errant shell or a device that malfunctions. In this particular show, we're shooting the shells directly from the device. They are already ignited, and they will come up. Some of them are mines, some of them are brocades, sparkles, etc. You'll see all different types of colors. And we'll see devices anywhere from 39 shot per device all the way up to 408 shots per device. You'll have a total of almost 6,000 devices that will go up in less than 12 minutes. So it'll be a pretty intense show, John.
It will, yeah, and loud reports, like you mentioned.
Right.
Yes. And how many people put on the show?
Well, on this particular show, we've got 3 people, 3 personnel that'll be involved in the show. But behind the lines, people that pack the show, people that build the products and everything, you've got 10s, 20, 30, people that are involved in paperwork, making sure all the permits go through. You've got your town staff, you've got your county commissioners. All involved. When this show is all said and done, it'll produce about 2 inches of paperwork, which has to go back and be filed for record for this particular production, including show reports, federal reports, etc., showing everything. If we had any malfunctions of any of our product, if we had any issues, all the show reports, the temperature, the humidity, everything all has to be recorded, and it's required by law.
Oh, amazing. Yes, all that goes into that.
A lot of paperwork.
And it just for a wonderful show for the folks here.
Well, a lot of people don't realize what goes in. And like I said, on the 4th of July show, there's months of planning. And
at least 8 or 9.
And the music, when we do the music and we start doing the choreography, you're talking weeks to put everything together to get it in the right place. And you're looking at all the product. We've got hundreds of thousands of different pieces of product that we can choose from. And we choose what we feel is best for that particular song, that particular situation, the color, duration, and everything. And then we program that into the computer sequence.
And this program will not have music, though?
No music on this one. This one is going to be what we call straight digital fire. And everything will be all time fired. So
the individuals that are watching this, what are we going to be telling them to do? Are there any safety issues?
Well, it's the same thing as always. We don't want animals brought into the park. We don't want people to bring their own fireworks into the park because that's illegal. Let us shoot the show. You're there to enjoy the show, and then mind all of the safety parameters and the barricades that we have out for the show.
Well, let's bring on the last video and let's talk over it also.
It's not
So
done.
we'll look at some of the
Oh
action
my
there.
gosh. Okay,
And
hold on, everybody.
What you're seeing
this?
is, you're seeing an aerial show here. This is a finale that was being shot behind the rodeo grounds.
This is on the side view.
And this
of
is
the
a
finale.
side view of it, unfortunately, because everything is so narrow. But there are 3 to 4, sometimes 5 locations from behind the rodeo grounds shooting these products up. These are shot up in strings because this is finale. But we're shooting 1 cue every 2 to 1 seconds. And there's anywhere from 3 to 5 rows of those going off at the same time. So you can see anywhere up to 30 devices going up per second just to shoot this finale. And this is all controlled from a digital console.
Right, we were on the other side of town because we oversee the horses that we have.
Right.
Because we're always concerned about that because the local folks like to shoot off fireworks too.
Right.
But we see that from the distance and we could feel the percussion. Yeah.
Right. And so Zambelli is known for its colors. It's also known for its intense finale rounds.
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, because of new regulations, etc., we're seeing some additional issues in shipping stuff in. So,
Okay.
enjoy it while we can is what I'm telling the public.
So enjoy the show, 7:30 on Thursday. Thank you, John. Thank you, Eddie. And thank you for watching. We'll see you at the park.